So it looked like Reggie Miller finally facing the music about his Caitlin Clark comments during that NBC monologue.
And Patrick sat Reggie.
It looked like Reggie Miller finally facing the music about his Caitlin Clark comments during that NBC monologue. Dan Patrick sat Reggie down and made him answer for every single word of it. Reggie thought he could explain his way out. Dan Patrick had other plans. What happened next was genuinely uncomfortable to watch. Do you think Reggie Miller's Peyton Pritchard comparison was
While Caitlin Clark was taking part in NBA coverage for NBC, she was live on broadcast with Reggie Miller. So Maria Taylor asked Reggie Miller if there was an NBA comparison that reminded him of her, and he said Peyton Pritchard from Boston, and she could not help the face that she made. It's a reaction video too, it's not the live coverage. But let me go back to this. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. So as you saw, Caitlin wasn't really rocking with that.
That's like somebody coming and being like, yo, compare Cam to somebody you rap with. And I went, Mims, this is why you're hot. Killer would look at me like, nigga, you lost your mind. There's no way I remind you of this thing. I'm like, bro, that's a horrible. There's nothing comparison to that. Like that is disrespectful. That was disrespectful. And sometimes because people are up there, you think they know better than they don't. No, she was looking at it like, I know this nigga did not put me with Pritchard. I'm one of the ones. She gotta feel disrespected. And he's a fellow Indiana basketball player. He's supposed to put something better on her name. Pritchard? And no disrespect to Pritchard, but not Caitlin Clark. That's not comparison.
legitimate basketball observation or a subtle disrespect to Caitlin Clark? Drop your honest take in the comments right now. Let's set the scene properly because the context is everything here. While Caitlin Clark was taking part in NBA coverage for NBC, she was live on broadcast with Reggie Miller. So, Maria Taylor asked Reggie Miller if there was an NBA comparison that reminded him of her, and he said Peyton Pritchard for Boston Celtics, and she could not help the face that she made. It's a reaction video too. It's not the live coverage, but let me go back to this way. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. So as you saw, Caitlin wasn't really rocking with that. That's like somebody coming and being like, yo, compare Cam to somebody you rap with. And I went, Mims, this is why you're hot. Killer will look at me like, you lost your mind. There's no way I remind you of this guy. I'm like, bro, that's a horrible comparison. There's nothing.
We'll jump right into this thing, man. So we all remember when Caitlin Clark made her NBA analysis debut back here in January, man, alongside NBA legend Reggie Miller. Well, it started off pretty good, bro. Then Reggie Miller went off into the deep end when he did this right here. And y'all know I'm finna play it. We gotta play it. We all remember this, right? Let's listen.
Reminds you of the young lady to your right.
I like Peyton Pritchard from Boston, the way he's able to handle
and look at Caitlin place immediately. Like, bruh. No, you didn't just insult me like that.
So when Reggie Miller...
Like, that is disrespectful. That was disrespectful. And sometimes because people are up there, you think they know better than they do. No, she was looking at it like, I know this dude did not put me with Pritchard. I'm one of the ones. He got to feel disrespected, and he's a fellow Indiana basketball player. He's supposed to put something better on her name. Pritchard? And no disrespect to Pritchard, but not Caitlin Clark. That's not the comparison, man. Caitlin Clark made her NBA broadcast debut on NBC earlier this year, sitting alongside NBA legends, analyzing professional basketball at the highest level on one of the biggest sports networks in the country. For someone who has spent the last 2 years becoming the most talked about player in women's basketball, stepping into that broadcast role was a significant moment, a visible public expansion of her presence in the sports media world. And then Reggie Miller opened his mouth. During the broadcast, the conversation turned to Peyton Pritchard of the Boston Celtics. Pritchard is a solid NBA player, a legitimate contributor on a championship contending team, a player that serious basketball observers respect. He is not, by any reasonable measure, a household name. When you think of the Celtics, you think of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. Pritchard is the guy the basketball purists know and appreciate while the casual fan is still asking who number 11 is. Jump right into this thing, man. So we all remember when Caitlin Clark made her NBA analysis debut back here in January alongside NBA legend Reggie Miller.
Tries
We'll
to
start
take-
off pretty
Let's go back a couple of weeks. You're there with Caitlin Clark, and you say to the other guys on the NBC set that her play reminds you of Peyton Pritchard. Okay. You see Peyton Pritchard last night. Does he say anything about that comparison to Caitlin Clark?
Well, we had the conversation because when I said that, it was a Sunday night game. It was our first Sunday night game. It was in New York. It just so happened we had a game Tuesday in Dallas with Boston. And obviously everything blew up after that because they're saying her look like she felt disrespected. This is people saying she felt disrespected. And the question from Maria to me was, who does her game remind you of? It wasn't the question of historically or stature-wise, who is she compared to? Because if that was the case, obviously the W and the WNBA, she has brought so much attention and eyes like a Stephen Curry. So if that was the question, then I probably should have said Stephen Curry. But I was going by game alone. Like, who does her game remind me of? And when I look at Peyton Pritchard, and if you've watched Peyton Pritchard, which you've seen a lot.
good.
He started.
Then Reggie Miller went off into the deep end when he did this right here. And you'll know we got to play it. We all remember this. Reminds you of the young lady to your right. I like Peyton Pritchard from Boston, the way he's able to handle. And look at Caitlin Clark's face immediately. Immediately. Like, bruh, no, you didn't just insult me like that. So when Reggie Miller turned to Caitlin Clark in her NBC debut on live television in front of a national audience and said that Pritchard reminded him of the young lady to his right, the reaction on Clark's face said everything her words did not have to. I like Peyton Pritchard for Boston, the way he's able to handle the basketball. He makes big shots when the shot clock's running down. A lot like this young lady right here, isn't afraid. She looked like someone who had just been told their championship trophy was comparable to a participation ribbon. The expression was immediate, visible, and very much caught on camera. Within hours, that clip had hundreds of thousands of views and a comment section that was essentially roasting Reggie Miller's basketball judgment. The comparison itself sparked a debate that has genuinely interesting layers to it, which is part of why it has not gone away. On one hand, Reggie's argument that he was comparing playing styles and not stature is not completely without logic. Clark does play with the ball in her hands constantly. She does hit deep pull-up threes. She does make quick decisions and moves the ball with intelligence. And Peyton Pritchard does some of those same things. The stylistic overlap is real